Sean with the Can of Awesome podcast. Thanks for tuning in. These are just short little snippets, screencasts that I do to show off some of the tools that I've learned that are just time-saving techniques, really useful. So today we're going to be looking at Spotlight, and this is the search feature of Mac OS. It's this little magnifying glass up in the corner, and it's useful not just for search. I don't know if I know it's commonly thought of that way, but it also does things like just simple math operations. So you can just start typing a math equation and it'll put the result right there in that first uh, you know, search result. So, and it handles things, fairly complex. You can start just typing what whatever you want, long equations, and it'll just figure out the result and start putting it there. Um, so by far, Spotlight is most known for search, and it does it pretty well. So here's an example. Like I worked on a document yesterday for our developer to tell him how to do something. So, and I remember one of the words in that document is user type. And so if I type that in there, the first thing it brings up is that document, and you can see there's user type. So it actually indexes everything in your file system and lets you search. If you can remember trigger words in documents, it lets you search by those and find stuff. So very useful for that. You can constrain by these operators. So if I say created, greater than this year, let's say. So it's still going to find that document. Um, we can constrain also by file type. So if I wanted to say, let's find every image that I've worked on this last week and do show all. So you can see there it can constrain to the file type, and then it can also constrain based on the date that you choose. So that's really useful for search. And search also applies, this is pretty cool, it applies to web pages too. So it indexes your just cache as you search web pages. So, for instance, I know I've been reading a lot just about the SOPA stuff that's been happening. So if we go search for SOPA, and I want to find everything that everything that I've seen on SOPA in the last week. So it shows up these two articles. So really useful tool. Spotlight is really powerful. The last thing I'm going to show you is what I use all the time. I only have a handful of the apps that I use actually in my dock. And what I use is the command spacebar. That launches Spotlight. And then just start typing an app. So RDO, what I use for music. Boom, launches the app, brings it up. So I'm kind of a minimalist, and I like certain apps in the dock, but I definitely wouldn't want to put all my apps down there. So rather than search around and have to like open up the apps folder to find something, it's really handy just to be able to say, um, numbers, give me that program, and it just boom, it'll launch it in the background. So anyways, that's Spotlight. Hope you found that useful. If you find these tips useful, I do this pretty frequently. I'm trying to do these about once a week, and it's at canofawesome.com. So just go to this website and subscribe to the RSS feed if you want to see it. It's also on Blip TV. You can find it there too. So thanks for listening, and hope to see you next time.